What's going on? This is Ryan with Automatic Comics, and up next, got an unboxing of just two books, but there's some big ones in here, and one that I'm a little worried about the packaging, so I wanted to get into it right away. So stay tuned. Alright, so before we get started, please remember to hit that like button and hit the subscribe button if you'd like to see more content like this. So this should be a pretty quick unboxing because it's just two packages here, and there are just two books, one in each package. Now, the concern I have with the one of the packages is that, so you can see the length of these here. So the one on the bottom is the type of box that I normally ship with. So this is a 1095. And so post offices usually don't carry them. I've talked about this on my kind of like buying and selling or shipping videos before. They don't generally carry the 1095s, but they're a little bit longer than the medium flat rates. And so to me, they're a little bit better for slabs. They give you a little more buffer on each side for normal sized slabs. Now what's in here is actually a raw book. So this is more than enough, in terms of size for this book. The issue is that the other one is in a medium flat rate. And with the medium flat rate, you can see how much shorter. They're flush on the other end, so that's how much shorter they are. So you're losing a little more than an inch even off of the 1095. And they're generally still okay for a normal size slab. The issue is that what is in this box here is not a normal size slab, it is a magazine size slab, and it is one of the more expensive books I've ever bought. And so what you can see is that on the edge here, it's pushed out. And the reason it's pushed out is because the slab doesn't fit, and it's pushed out on the to the edge of the case, or the edge of the box. And so anything that impacts that box has the potential to crack that slab. And if you've ever bought a magazine size slab before, you know that they're a little flimsier. They're definitely flimsier feeling. It's like almost like a different plastic or something than what's used in the comic slabs. And so I'm always real nervous with those. And so actually I'm gonna open that one first. That's actually, it's hard to say which book is bigger. I mean, this one is definitely the much more expensive book, but the other one is, it's more rare and kind of like historically significant. But this one's a pretty, this is a pretty big deal book that's in here, which is why I was really nervous when I saw this packaging. So yeah, okay. So yeah, so this, I kind of show you. This is how this is packaged. That is not how a book should be packaged. Especially, I mean, any book shouldn't be packaged like this, especially not this book. And so there's nothing else inside the box. And there is a, without giving the book away, I'm going to try. So there's a single layer of small bubble wrap on this one. So I am going to check the book, just like real quick. I'll probably try to take a closer look after, just because I need to make sure that this slab isn't cracked or anything like that. So I'll cut for a second while I'm checking this book. All right, so everything I think looks okay. I didn't see anything, like I didn't see any cracks in the cases or anything that looked like there's any additional damage that I would think maybe shouldn't be on the book, something like that. So I think everything looks okay. So what this book is this is actually a pretty modern book, 1985. This is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles book. This is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 3 in a 9/6. And this one is signed by Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird. And the big thing, if you are familiar with Turtles books, you know what this is. If you don't, I'll explain it. This is the variant cover of this book. And so there are only 500 of this variant cover of this book. It is extremely rare. there are only 187 total graded, 147 universals. And in high grade, they are very, very expensive, especially the ones that are signed. Even, it doesn't matter that it doesn't have the signature, the yellow label. Having this is a big deal. And having Peter Laird's signatures, because Kevin Eastman signs a lot of stuff still. Peter Laird doesn't really sign anything anymore. And so what's different about this book is I happen to have an original, like the regular copy here. And so if we put them up next to each other, so you can see there's a lot more white on this one. So specifically, it's often called the white Laird variant or the Laird variant. So you can see Laird right there above the bus is white. Here, it's blue. And you see that kind of all over the cover. There's a lot more white. It wasn't inked right or printed right, and so there's not as much white. And so I believe these were ones that were printed for the New York City Comic-Con, and only 500 of them. And in high grade, they're one of the most in-demand Teenage Mutant Turtles books that's out there. And so I was very happy to have the opportunity to pick this up. Very nervous about that packaging because of how much this book sells for, and but yeah, happy to have this book. Definitely one that I'm planning on at least keeping for the time being, because this is one I've been hoping to pick up for a long time. I mean, there are a couple other books for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that are a little more rare. There's like that Gold Turtle Mania, like the smaller book. There's the Gobbledygook books. But this is one of the lower count books. For example, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1, the first print, it's 3,000 copies was the print. So this is only 500. Now this doesn't sell for nearly as much as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1, because there really isn't a big key fact about this book. It's just third appearance of the Turtles. And for that small variant, it's a very big difference in price for this book versus that book. Even though that one's signed, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't come close. But yeah, so still very happy to have this book. Just awesome book to be able to have for even however long I end up keeping it. It is just such a rare book. Just one of the kind of the ghosts of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles runs, or if you're a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles collector. So very happy to have that book. Now, the other book is in here, and I picked this up from Buzzard Brothers. I've done a couple unboxings for books that I've picked up from them, and they were having a sale with Elite, and I ended up picking up this book. It was just the condition was pretty poor, but I was just happy to be able to pick up a copy of it. All these types of books have been getting really, really expensive, and this one is no exception, even in very low grade. Now, they had graded it at a 1.0, and based on what they showed, I think that's pretty reasonable. I'll actually probably be sending this one also I might send straight into CBCS, because it's not a book that's going to benefit from a press with the types of flaws it has. And so I had sent that Fantastic Four #5 into CBCS, and I'll say, if you watch that video I did on the submission, CBCS, I mailed that out on a Monday. They messaged me that they had opened it on that Thursday, so pretty quick. And I did a rapid grading, so I wrote rapid on the box, so I don't know if that helped open it up quicker. And then the CGC one, I sent that one out also on that Monday, and they messaged me that they had opened it on a Friday. Now, that was an Express, so I had the EX on the box. So that's what, if you throw that Express book in there, it definitely speeds things up, at least with getting your books in queue. So all those books are in CBCS and CGC now. Now, I did do another really large submission. I didn't have time to film it because I got the notification from the presser to send the books, and so I sent them right out. That submission was 71 books. So that's a pretty big one. That one is going to be a while because those all have to be pressed. They've got to go. I'll be lucky if they're all back before the end of this year. I paid for Fast Track, and there are like 5 Express books in there, and so there's some that'll get back quicker than others, but it'll definitely be a little while until all of them are back, because there's some moderns in there, but modern fast track, I checked the site today and it's down to 55 days. So I mean, the modern, what is it, economy, or the economy fast track is still up over 100 days. That one's still pretty long, but a lot faster than sending it through standard. So I don't know, to me it's worth the extra $15 to not have to wait like 3 or 4 more months to get the books back. So all right, what this is a Golden Age book. This is a Alex Schomburg cover. This is Submariner Comics #4. And so this is one of these, you know, Nazi World War II era. This is 1941. You know, Submariner, he is regularly beating up Nazis on these covers and in Marvel Mystery Comics, all that kind of thing. And so this is one of these classic covers where he's swinging around a torpedo and smacking guys with it. So just a pretty cool World War II Schomburg cover. Now, the main flaw, or a couple big flaws with it, is that the spine is completely split and detached. So you can kind of see that right there. You know, that's not supposed to be white like that. So it's completely split and detached. And I washed my hands before this just because I was planning on taking this book out to show it quickly. And so I just wanted to show the main flaw. And so let's flip this over. So then on the back cover, you can see it's also missing a chunk along the spine. And so this is another one that I'll just send it straight into CBCS. I'm hoping I get like a 1, you know, something like that, because you can see, you know, it presents well enough, but it's got these, you know, chunks kind of missing along the spine, all of that. And so hoping I at least can get like a 1.0 out of it, and then I'll be pretty happy with it, because I mean, 1941, there's only 44 total copies on the census, 30 universal for CGC, and so it is, you know, it's a super rare book and just a really cool book, and you know, I love being able to get these, you know, these Alex Schomburg covers like this, these World War II era covers. So real happy with that. So just a couple, you know, pretty big pickups, a Golden Age Alex Schomburg Submariner cover, as well as that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #3 variant. Just 500 were printed, but said only 187 graded, and so I'm sure there's less than 500 out there. I'm guessing some have been lost to time, destroyed, thrown out, whatever it was. And so super rare book, cool book to have. Excited to get these ones in. So I hope you saw some cool stuff, maybe some stuff you haven't seen before or hadn't heard about, maybe that Turtles variant before. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you'd like to see more content like this. I've got more videos over here if you'd like to watch some of my other videos, and the subscription button right here. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, I'd really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video.